Okay, so let's make this abstract background move in a perfect seamless loop. And to do that, we need this first frame, or actually frame 0, to be exactly the same as the end frame. So we need the first animation picture to be exactly the same as the last one. So let's just go and open up the shader editor here. And by the way, if you want to create this abstract background from scratch, just go and check out the first video in this tutorial series that I'm creating on abstract backgrounds. Okay, so let's get going with the looping stuff. So the first thing that we are going to do is just box select these three nodes, so the texture coordinate and the mapping and the noise texture, and we're just going to move it a little bit to the side to create some room here. So now what we can do is go Shift D and duplicate them. And important thing here is that we want to have the exact same values on these two node groups. So if you do something here in the first node group, you also need to do something at the second one. Now we can go Shift A and bring in a mix converter node, and then just drop it in like that. And let's take the factor of this second noise texture and plug it into the B. So this little mix thing here is going to function as an overlap between these two node groups and make this animation work in a perfect loop. So now what we can do is go up to the timeline, and we want to set the first frame to frame 0. And this is really important, because if you render this out, or if you try to do this from frame 1, this is going to hiccup. So just remember to put this to 0. So now we can select the mix vector node here, and just or converter node, and just click on it like that. Then we're just going to drag this factor all the way down like that, and let's go I for insert. Now what we can do is jump all the way to the last frame, and then just drag this factor all the way up to 1, and then go I for insert again. We also want to go up to the timeline here, and then just right click onto it and go down to the interpolation mode and set this to a linear speed. Now we can move over to this first noise texture. And before we do that, let's go all the way back to frame 0. And now we can just click on the noise texture. And from here, we are going to put in a number into this W value. And then this number that we are going to put in is going to determine the speed of the animation. But we are going to start at 0 here. So let's just go I for insert, and then jump all the way to the last frame. So when I'm doing this jump, I just hold down Shift and then just use the arrow, the right arrow, and then it will just jump like that. So you can go back and forth. So now we're at the end here, and we're gonna put in a number for our speed, and I want this to go in a nice, smooth, flowy way. So I'm gonna put in 0.2, and then just go enter, and then I for insert. Now we can go back into the timeline, and then just right click and set the interpolation mode to linear. Now let's go down to the second noise texture. And if you're playing around with some other numbers here, so say that you have this number to be 0.5, then you need to put 0 minus 0.5 in here, but at the first frame. It's a little bit complicated stuff, but if you follow these steps, you will be able to do it. So let's just click on the second noise texture, and then go all the way back to frame 0. And here, we're just gonna go minus 0.2, and then enter, and then go I for insert. So now we can go back to the last frame. Then we're going to put this number to 0 and press enter, and then go I for insert. And we also need to do the interpolation thing again. So just right click onto your timeline and set the interpolation mode into linear. Now we can do a little test here to see if this looping thing is working or not. So let's just go to almost the end here, and I'm just going to hit spacebar, and we can see that when this comes back into the first frame, it just continues in a nice flowy way. So we created a perfect seamless loop. I'm just going to show you a couple of more extra stuff here. So as I told you earlier, if you do something, say that you want to change the scale like this. Oh, let's go to this first noise texture. So say that you want to change the scale here. Make this a little bit more, yeah, whatever the style you are going for. Then you need to put the exact same number into this second noise texture to get the loop effect. So we have 13.14, and then we need to type in 13.14 like that. And same goes with all of these values here. Also the mapping, yeah. So I think that is it. If you can like and subscribe, I would really appreciate that. Have a great day wherever you are, and peace out.